There we go. We are live now. So, welcome everyone to Live Hive's weekly websites meeting. And every Monday you'll find contributors and maintainers chilling out on this meeting, discussing about UI UX design in various websites. And we, kick off the meeting with following our Live Hive tradition, and that is if you are joining this call for the first time, so you can take the mic and introduce yourself, talking about your interests and what's your favorite color or language. So we will be following the same today too. So I see some of the new names in the participants list. So Srishti, is it the first time that you're joining this call?
Hello,
Yes,
I'm audible.
Yep, you are. Go ahead.
Hello everyone, myself Srishti Jaiswal. I am from India and I'm eagerly wanted to contribute in the ministry. And this is my first, so I'm just exploring the all right now. And I wanted to contribute this uh, issue, so that's it.
Thank you, Srishti. And can you say a bit more on like what's your tech stack and your favorite
Yeah.
language? Go ahead.
Okay, so I am mean stack developer now, and I have worked in 2000 in previous summer 2023 with the org UC OSPO on the GSOC project. And my favorite, I like TypeScript and JavaScript, and I want to learn more technology.
It's really great, Srishti, and welcome to websites meeting. And definitely there are a lot of JavaScript and TypeScript issues that you will find on these websites. So, and yeah, like you mentioned that you have some issues to discuss. So make sure you write them in the respective websites section. So we'll be covering that too. So thanks again, Srishti, for introducing. And next up, I see Tushar. So Tushar, is it the first time that you're joining this website's call?
Yes, am I audible?
Yep, you are.
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Tushar. I belong to Pune. It's in Maharashtra, India, and I have joined Layer 5 community day before yesterday, like 3 days ago, and I have installed all the things which is required, like everything in my machine, and I have overcome certain problems, but not all. And just I'm currently exploring all the things about machinery. Thank you. I have certain
Glad.
experiences of React.js and JavaScript, etc. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Tushar. And yeah, definitely we have some call to action items that you can take up if you wish. And can I know like which project, like you said you set up locally, so which project was it that piqued your interest?
Like, which project?
Yeah, inside Layer 5
Means
community.
React UI machineries.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tushar. And yep, we might find some issues for you to work on. So thanks again. And Ronak, like,
Yeah,
would you
definitely.
mind? So next up, Ronak Scarlett.
Yeah,
So just
hello.
a quick request, like if it would be really helpful if you change your name to your real name, Ronak Scarlett. So yeah, please
Yeah,
go ahead.
my real name is Ronak Scarlett.
Okay, my
So hello,
apologies. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Ronak Scarlett from India. I recently learned Monstack, and I am really excited to contribute in the open source project. And I have researched lots of open source project and finally land up here. I'm really excited to contribute with you and learn from you all.
Thanks a lot, Ronak, for introducing. So do we have any more newcomers today on the call? And yeah, like a quick request, if you have webcams on webcams, like, and if you have like shirt on, so you can turn on your webcams. It's always nice to talk to faces rather than just audio. And also, like, if you have any kind of issues or PR or design that you want to discuss, so make sure you write them in the meeting minutes. I'll be sharing this link in chat. So who else is gonna introduce themselves? Is it Dinesh Raj? Web, I see you also are a newcomer, right?
Yes, can you hear?
Yep, we can. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Dinesh Raj Dhanapadi. I am from Tamil Nadu, India. I have experience like a Q and DevOps oriented, but I have new beginner of this open source project. I have to learn a lot from open source related like GitHub. That's why I have to learn and see that necessary project. I have to contribute something about in open source. That's all.
Thanks again for introducing. So I guess we don't have any more newcomers on the call, but if I missed one, so make sure you write your name in the attendees list, and yeah, like you can give your intro in the chat too. So with that, we'll be starting with the agenda items. And the first website that we have on list is layer5.io. And the first item in that is from Jay. So I'll just check if Jay is with us.
Hey
Yes,
Vivek.
yeah, hi. Jay would like to cover these two items.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ritik made the designs for both the comments and the whiteboard, so they are pretty similar. So I've extracted all the sections separately and um, like reuse them both for comments and for whiteboard. So this is for the comments, and this is the parallax effect that we have put in. There was a issue of the image squishing. I fixed that too, so now it looks way better. This was a component that was already made. We need to just put in the screenshots here, and this is the last section, see you in the canvas. So absolute images here and there, SVGs, and all of floating, try playground. Similarly, we will have for whiteboard, and there's just change in the text. That too has the similar effect, and so yeah, that's all I think for both of them. Were these the only two issues?
Can you repeat, please, once again, Jay?
Yeah.
What did you say?
What were the issues? The two issues? I think these were the only two.
Yep. These were the two items. So thank you for sharing, Jay, and definitely we'll get you some feedback. So if you have any feedback for Jay, so now is the time you can. So Jay, it will really be helpful if you keep sharing. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, thank you, Jay. So yes, like if anyone of you have any comments or feedback for Jay, you can, unmute yourself and say that now.
Yeah, Jay, if you can share the light mode version of the page as well.
Yeah, just check that out too. Okay, yeah, need to fix that.
Yeah, I think we have issues with the light mode. So yeah, if you could scroll down as well. Okay. You have to darken those text inside that square, green square, rectangle. So
Which one?
the
This-
collaboration, yeah,
okay.
collaboration as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Also, yeah. Well, the page looks good. Like if you can, okay, if you can scroll up. So okay. Like I was thinking, like since we are adding this effect when our users scroll down and the hero image, it gets an effect of like it gets little up. So we can reduce the size between the this hero section and the section just below it, because else if you scroll a little bit to the second section on the page, yeah, here like you can see like there are a lot of white space, so like we can just reduce the white space between the both sections.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay, we can remove the margin bottom. Okay.
Yeah, also if you scroll to the hero section, yeah, okay, yeah, and if you go to that dark mode, Yeah, if we can just start the like whiteboarding section, like the content section, if we have the same margin that similar to that we have on the header, like on the left and right side, so that the whole page have the same spacing on the left and right sides.
So like these have
Yeah, on
kind
the
of,
left and right side, they are inside the same boundary. So if we
okay.
can have the same thing for the hero section,
Yeah.
we
Okay.
can reduce the size of the hero image a little bit. So that
Yeah.
other than this, like where it looks good, like
So I see one comment from Lee, and that is like, if we are missing a CTA on the second page. So Lee, would you like to say which page you were referring to?
Oh, yeah. First of all, Jay, this is fantastic. It really is. That what a cool effect the initial hero has as people start to scroll. Really cool. It's like they flow down into the story. I wonder if if it has that feeling. I wonder if we wouldn't end up swapping out the logos, the social proof, so to speak, with sort of going, maybe flowing directly into those three features. And perhaps after that, having the social proof or something, it ends up, it's such a great transition from like, hey, you've been looking at this thing, you're intrigued. Here, let's dive deeper into the story. It's kind of the feeling that I get when it folds away. And so, but if it's sort of broken between what you've been looking at, some social proof, and then more of what you're, deeper things on what you were looking at, something for us to think about.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got that other, just, the other subtle bouncing, if you will, the other subtle transitions in the bottom that I think are done quite well. There are any number of us that are probably watching right now and going, wait, oh, I didn't realize that those are actually moving. And that's about the right amount of subtlety. Because this isn't like, junior high, you find out how to use like animations inside of PowerPoint for the first time. And so you try to, so you just go overboard and no one even heard anything you presented. They're just so busy trying to keep up with all the animations. And so this is the opposite of that. This is us keeping it fresh, but not so much that it's distracting. It does call nice attention to the fact that the canvas is interactive and the fact that it's a multiplayer environment. So wonderful. It might be that, as so long as you're taking feedback, it might be that John and Sarah, they might give the button a little bit of space or the text a little bit of space as well, to the extent that then you can see the fact that there are mice there probably more clearly, and then you can read the text even unencumbered. So food for thought. You might even, if the bouncing is timed, you might even have one of them on top of an element, to the extent that they were actually interacting with that element. So again, things to play with. I like how you've made it reusable and then used it twice just now. The same, which is very helpful because it will probably get used the third time at some point, if not a fourth. So very good. It's very good. There is one other thing that would be nice to explore, and I don't know that maybe this is an additional section, or maybe hopefully this doesn't mess up what you've done, but in the third section, or the section just above this one, where you're showing off here's the features, here's a screenshot, or probably it's a screenshot. I think that's the intention. Maybe it's an animated GIF with a fairly short recording, or maybe it's like a 30 to 60 second video, like a relatively short video. If that were to be the case, would we imagine that those, we'd have to make the video such that it's pretty well zoomed in to the extent that people can, see it pretty well. I guess the same thing is true for an animated GIF. But I was just thinking out loud, like we've got some, well, what I think are at least a couple of fairly sexy videos or fairly upbeat videos that gets your blood pumping. And we have the ability now to crank those out. So I don't know, just something to think about if we were to display a video or two to show people how to use the components and the templates, if that would affect anything or not. Yeah, but that's it. Any thoughts on that, Jay? On the things I said?
Yeah, I think, but still, yeah, the videos for the videos to be clear and like people would be able to see, it's a very small box. We would need to take care of. If the videos are, they should be nice and crisp, well zoomed. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the layout on it may be that we just start with some quick and pretty screenshots and then work up those short videos as we do. Speaking of reusable components or these reusable sections, on the Meshery.io website, there is the way that the features are laid out. And if you don't mind navigating there, Meshery.io, the way that the features are laid out, at least on the front page, the homepage, is just sort of alternating left and right. So there's some description on the left, on one of the sides, if you go halfway down the page, and then there's some graphics on the other, and they kind of alternates like this. Not that this has to be how, I mean, this is pretty tight, right? These are pretty closely put together. But yeah, if the design that you have right now, that's a 3-column, if it were made to, well, I guess it would be a single column then, where the text and anyway. I guess that's one last thing to check on, and then we should move on, and that is just responsiveness to the extent that Ritik was checking on light mode, dark mode. We'd want to verify that we're all good to go with it being responsive.
Yep.
Feel free not to prove it, or feel free to prove it in front of everyone. Go ahead.
I think the light mode needs working, but apart from that, let's check it out. Okay, this should not be like this. Okay, I guess I made some changes and the wrap is not working. Maybe I removed it somewhere. Okay, it's on my local host now, so yeah, I'll change it.
Nice. Oh, that's good. You did this really fast. It's nice. When those individual elements down in the bottom section, Ritik, those were individually exported from as graphic elements from Figma. Okay. Nice. All right. Nice. It's good.
So thank you, Jay, for sharing your updates. I will share my screen again. And next item that we have is from Varsha. So let's just quickly check if Varsha is with us. She is not, but I'll just quickly share this in chat if you would want to have a look. And this was a quick fix from my side. So there were some issues in a file, the improper indentation and spacings, due to which some of the pre-commit hooks were failing. And that's why I just fixed it. So, and then there is this issue. I'll open it. And like, if you want to, so I saw some of the folks ready to take some action items. So this is one of those issues that you want to get deeper into. So let me just share the link. And it's about enabling meshmap to have these embeddings. Meshmap support these embeddings, so you can find all the descriptions right here. And yeah, like you can comment and then someone will assign this to you. You can start working on it. And then we have this update on leaderboards from Kingsley. So
Okay, my next.
Yep, Kingsley, I think you're up.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me quickly share my screen to demo kind of the updates on the current leaderboard I was working on. So see.
Cool. Well, hey, while we're waiting for Kingsley, I'll give an intro here real fast. Actually, Leonard, you might be able to give an intro to the leaderboard. You want to do that, Leonard? Uh-oh, Leonard, are you there? No. Good, and Kingsley may or may
I'm here, Lee. Yeah, I'm here, but I feel like I'm having a network hitch. But can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
All right, thank you. So I didn't get what you said. Can you please pardon?
Yeah, Kingsley is about done with the leaderboard, and he's bringing it up. I figure while we're waiting for Kingsley to bring it up, and he's going to start to share any moment now, that you might give some backstory, describe what the leaderboard is about.
All right. Hopefully my video stays on because I'm having network issues. So it's nice to meet everyone. I know I've been like my face hasn't really been on the call for a long time, and the leaderboard started as a result of trying to appreciate the work that contributors has been doing in layer 5. We needed a way to track progress and appreciate everyone who has actually like been impacting on the project and on the organization. And so that's what the leaderboard was all about. So we figured that the way for us to actually like get everybody on sync and as well as appreciate them was to have some way of recognition, which is the leaderboard. So while you're answering questions on answering people's questions, marking solutions, these things are being tracked by an API. All right, everything is being saved on an API, and while you're helping others as well, everything is being tracked as well. So the leaderboard tries to showcase to the community members, okay, for this month or for this particular period of time, this is how you felt, this is how your impact has reached, this is what you've done for the community. And then with that, the community could better like appreciate you and like publicize your impacts to maybe socials, and everybody will get to know you and what the impact you've done. And this will as well motivate others who are just coming in and to also believe that, okay, if they impact and like help others as well, that they would eventually get to lead the board. So that was what get better the leaderboard, right? So I'm so proud of Kingsley because when he asked me he wanted to take on this, I thought it was quite a challenge, but then he could go ahead, and I'm happy to be here today to see him present some of his progress. So this is like the highlight of the leaderboard so far. Thank you, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope
great.
my network didn't mess up my voice though.
No, that's great, Leonard. Yeah, no, that, and I put you on the spot too, so you handled it perfectly. Great.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lee.
Kingsley, are you still there?
Yeah, I am. I'm just about getting the screen up. Okay, can you see my screen now? So I think I have it up. After the last meeting of the current updates, at least been able to walk through I got some of the feedbacks on the dark theme, the light theme, and then as well as removing the discussion forum from where it was before, bringing it to the center of the page. Then one major feedback that I got from Lee is for us to make the search functional. So I had to go back to the API to see if there is any params that would make that possible. And I figured out that there is a name parameter that I could pass to the endpoints. And right now, it's not just a static search whereby it searches through the list of the first 50 members, but it goes through the entire database and then pulls information for whatever search params that you type. For example, if I search for maybe Daniel, I could easily, every instance of Daniel will be populated. So you get to see the list. If I search for maybe Vivek, so I'll have every instance of Vivek. So it's not like it's trying to sort through the entire table to get information. And of course, you can sort through weekly, bi-weekly, you can sort through by quarterly, and then as the case may be. So depending on the query, on how you want to query the leaderboard, you'll be able to carry out those stuffs. So yeah, that's basically it for the current or the major updates or the highlights. And then of course you can switch through dark theme and light theme. That's it from me, really. Thank you. So I'll be open for feedbacks, and I guess we are really close to closing this out before the year runs out, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Yep. Kingsley, since last we looked at it, did you, I guess, quickly, which items have changed?
Yeah.
Yeah, since last we spoke of it, which items have been improved upon?
The search functionality.
Okay, gotcha.
The search, yeah.
And then
I think that's the major, that was like the major feedback I got from the last conversation. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot more. You want to go back?
Aside from the widgets that we planned bringing to the homepage, that's the widget that we planned bringing to the homepage. So I've forgotten the name again, but he wanted to help out with the design of what the widget should look like. So I think that's one of the things I'm currently waiting on. So the widgets would be like, I called it the second iteration. So the widgets would be like a very tiny floating item or floating box at the right section of the screen that will always remain irrespective of however you maybe scroll through the screen. So, and then it will just have a few informations concerning maybe the first 5 top contributors on the leaderboard. So it will have it there, and then we have like their total points. So, and then also a button that you can click on to take you to the exact or the main leaderboard, which is on the /leaderboards route. So yeah, I think that's like one other thing that we really talked about in more listening, but I really got engulfed with stuff. So that kind of cost the implementation of delay in implementation of that. So, but aside that, yeah, I think that's the only thing. Then for the one that we have currently, which is like the board itself, we talked about improving the search. That is just, I think it's a client search. So we had to make it a server-based search so that we'll be able to pull information that are not currently on the first list of items that were populated. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, you want to, if you would, please go back and rewatch that live recording and open up issues for each of the items. Otherwise, what will happen is you'll forget like today. One other thing that's actually rather urgent is the badges site is currently down because this has been merged. And so we need to go revert the merge of this import so that the badges site can be back up. So we'll have to, we'll see if we can't work through that while we're on the meeting or just after the meeting. And then we'll get it reintegrated. But right now it's causing the site to go down.
Wow. Oh, okay. What could have caused that? Maybe I would have to just investigate on what exactly caused it to affect what we have currently on the badges. Yeah. Oh.
Yep, sounds good.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Quickly.
So, Kingsley. So apology, like I was disconnected to due to some bandwidth issues. So now I'm back. So like let's just wait for 5 seconds. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, like if any one of you have any other feedback for Kingsley, so go ahead. We'll wait for 10 seconds. I would take that as a no. So
Oh yeah, one thing. I just wanted to say that the site being broken is my fault. I just want to go say that. I didn't want that's not on Kingsley, that's on me. So just to be clear. Okay, good.
Yeah. So Kingsley, can you go back to leaderboard, please, just a bit?
Yep, go ahead.
Kingsley, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Can
you click on the filter by button, the drop down? Okay. You have to fix to an extent the size of that particular input. Can you go to like the mobile version of this leaderboard? There's something I want to check, please.
Yeah, let me quickly inspect. I think this is it. Is it on iPhone? Yeah, this is mobile version.
Okay, so in the mobile you removed some of the columns, right? The headers.
Yeah, so most of the things, just to accommodate at least the total point should be visible.
All right. Is the this thing clickable for the user that is first? Like, say for example, I know when we're talking about this, I was like, I suggested that, for example, some people might be like, no, I don't really agree to this person, or somebody want to check who is leading, like want to check the person's profile out, user profile. Can you like is it clickable? Can I click a user?
Oh, okay. No, for now.
Lee
No, for now it's not.
was in on it.
Yeah, for now it's not clickable.
Okay, there is no drill down to a particular user. Okay,
Yeah.
Lee, what do you think? Because
So
I
it's
was thinking that it would be good, like trying to like drill down to a user, maybe seeing the for example the statistics that makes them a leader aside the column. I feel so many people wants to like some curious people would probably want to click a user, maybe check them out somehow. So I don't know if you consider this a feature that would be good to have.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yes. And as a matter of fact, in Meshery UI, the Meshery is now a multiplayer, like collaborative tool. So when other people sign in, you can see that they're online inside of Meshery, and you can see their avatars in there. And when you hover and click on an avatar, it takes you to their profile. And so, yeah, very much so. That would be ideal.
All right, thank you very much. So, Kingsley, aside the UI fixes like the padding and the rest of them, I could see the input cells going over the whole screen on mobile. So, aside those fixes, I think the features that the other people use and see maybe the statistics, so that everything would look transparent. Even though I know it's transparent already, but yeah, to look more transparent and concrete to anybody coming here, and they would see reasons why they're actually ranking or not. Okay, So aside that, you've done a great job. Thank you for bringing us to this point. I appreciate what you've done. Thanks.
Oh,
you,
thank you so
Kingsley.
much. Thanks.
Okay, so I'll share my screen quickly. And
All right.
before we move on to items on Measure.io, let's just first quickly discuss this. And so this is a high priority item, and the issue is mainly about Measure.io/catalog is crashing on the iOS devices. So if this is an issue that you would want to work on, just get right into it. Comment here, or you can also signal right now, and we'll get you this issue assigned to you. So any takers on this one?
Yeah, this one needs help. And maybe it's a couple of people that look at it. Maybe some folks that don't have anything else on their plate. If for nothing else, right now, it would be helpful if most of you, all of you, go visit that URL. If you go to Meshery.io/catalog, does your browser choke on you as you start to scroll down? It was about right there that last night on my iPhone, Safari would crash. And so yeah, I wonder if anyone else has an issue on their mobile device. There's any number of things that are happening on the page. It's supposed to be your run-of-the-mill catalog, just like you were shopping for something online. Yeah, it just crashed. Yeah, it's just really behaving weird for me on my mobile device. Is anybody else able to visit it on their mobile phone?
Yeah, I can find this issue too. Like it
Yeah.
loads for a while, but when you scroll, it crashes or like reloads. Don't know what's the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. It looks like it crashes and then it kind of comes back and then it sort of crashes and then ultimately it gives up. And so it's like there's potentially some sort of cyclical thing happening or okay, but yeah, and so maybe I guess in part to like troubleshoot is that if you were to minimize the width of your browser, Vivek, I wonder if you might start to see it on your desktop as well. Like, I wonder if it's not so much like literally a mobile thing, but more like a responsive thing. But this is something of a critical issue. I mean, we can't have the pages crashing on people. And so that's not really being responsive.
I think the issue is only with Safari because when I request a desktop site, then also it is showing the same behavior from mobile.
On your mobile?
To my surprise, it's working fine in my mobile and desktop too.
Yeah, your desktop though is set to 32% zoom. If you set it to 100, that'd be better. You can leave it at that width, but set it to 100 if you would. Thanks. And so you're using Chrome?
Yep.
Yeah. So any takers on trying to, Akshat, do you experience that same behavior? Maybe, well, are you using Safari or are you using
Safari?
Okay. And anybody visited on their mobile on Chrome or Bing?
Yes, Lee. But I don't find an issue.
Okay.
I think it's a browser problem.
So it's getting narrowed down to Chrome on mobile. I'm sorry, to Safari on mobile. Nobody else? Everybody else is too shy. Everybody else has got something better to do than test it. And start calling out names if you like.
Yes.
Actually, in my browser also, the first 4 images are not showing. I am using Windows or Chrome on Windows. The first 4 images is blank. Yeah, the first 4 images are not showing. Blank page. Text is visible, but images are not.
I know I know people can't really see this, but this is Chrome on the iPhone. Anyway, the glare is too bad, but Chrome crashed as well. That page is hurting. That's not good. Anybody want to take a look?
Yeah, definitely.
Akshat, that'd be wonderful.
I can try on that. Yeah, I can check.
If you don't mind, if that's okay, yeah. Given that you're able to reproduce it, that really helps because you can play with something and play with
I
it.
can reproduce it. Yeah, but in Chrome in Android, it is working fine. The problem is only with Safari. I'll try to debug this.
I did. Oh, good. Yep. For what it's worth, it does crash on Chrome on my iPhone. Maybe I've just got a crappy iPhone. But in general, Chrome is better. Is a bit more robust, a little higher performance with JavaScript than Safari, and so Safari might just be. So the bad JavaScript that we have on the site might be bringing down that browser first. But yeah, good. Okay, so there's no open issue on that. Akshat graciously volunteered to go have a look. And,
Okay.
Oh, that's very helpful. Very, very good. Okay.
So let me share this link again in chat. Okay. And so before we move on to items on Mission.io, I just wanted to have this quick feedback. And that was for these. So currently we are on the Layer5.io site and on an integration page. And as you can see in the site navigator, these images, they are like their aspect ratio is not maintained. And so there was a issue opened. And what I did was I set their object fit property to contain. And right now, like they look like this. So their size is being decreased to, fit the box size. So like another approach we can have is, changing this value to cover, and that will, crop out the image, but yeah, it will make sure that box is filled fully while maintaining the aspect ratio. So.
Yeah, Vivek, do you mind navigating to a couple of other pages that don't necessarily have uniform screenshots? I wonder what might happen.
Still, I guess. So this is on my local. I'll just go to the live purpose backstage. So here we are on backstage page on Layer5.io.
Okay.
And in the local, I have like this.
Okay. Yeah, actually, let's not go to the two. You've only gone to two so far. Let's not go to the same two that you've already been to, but rather if you remove backstage and just go to integrations and then count to 5 and click as you scroll through them.
The live site. Yes, Lee.
2, 3, pink. Ding. Click. Hitting any of them. Kata. All right. So those are the standard ones. Okay. They seem all right. What else we got? Real fast. Can you test a couple more real fast? Let's just prove how amazing your code is. Pink.
Okay, no, so like this is on a live site, Lee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this one is taking some time to load. I'll just quickly open this one. Again, this is again the 2 fallback that we have in place.
all right. When your PR goes up, we should hunt and peck through a few of them just to see how well you chose to do the object fit. Is that right?
Yes, just the object fit, and there are like 2 options, and I just put content right now for feedback. So yeah, I'll be having a PR up and then I'll share the link. Okay, so thank you, Lee. And yeah, like finally we are on the items on Measure.io. So we covered this one, and next one is from Just One. So I'll check if Just One is on the call. No, Just One is not. So we'll skip. Next item is from Ashutosh. And Ashutosh again is not with us. So like I see a Raj in participants list Raj Kasat. So like, are you to present this? Yeah.
Wait, let me share my screen.
Okay.
So I just like worked on the thumbnail thing, like should I'm just like proposing I will work more on it, but this is my progress up now.
Would you mind sharing like what were you working on?
Which one?
Like what was the item that you were working on? If you would share that, so that will really be helpful for others on the call to have the context.
Wait.
Okay, so I'll ask this again. So like, were you working on any issue, or like, is this any kind of proposal that you are suggesting, Raj?
Yeah, I was working on an issue.
Yeah, and that was about?
Yeah. So the thumbnail which were present in the Meshri.io. Oh, wait, I will show this. So this was the issue. Make thumbnail clickable and display full size image. So, so in the catalog page, like we have the thumbnails, which are like this one, Accelerate and pressure. So when we go here and when we click it, so it should like show it in the full screen, and again we can click it and go to the same mode picture. So I will just work. This was just a proposal.
Sounds good. So I'll let others chime in here. So any feedback for Raj? Yeah, like if you have any kind of feedback, so I mean, feel free to say that. It's not like you'll be just like this is some kind of dumb suggestions or something like that. Always feel free to talk your mind, whatever you have to. All right, so I'll share Raj's work in chat.
Yeah, yep. I pinged a few people in chat. It's either that some people aren't here to participate or they're too shy. We know how to change that. Start to gently harass people by name and see if they start to respond. If they don't, we can just dismiss them from the call since they're not here, because they would chime in if they heard their name called out at least. Anyway, thinly veiled threats. Kingsley, lots of people gave you feedback. You don't have any for this fine gentleman here? Some of us have network issues. But anyway, Raj, do you have, Raj, do you have, is there anything left on this? It looks like it's doing pretty well.
I think like I should also like here expand the background to down, or should I like just keep it up to you?
Yeah, ideally that you would not skew the image size, but yeah, ideally what you would do, there's two things. One is to, yes, completely fill the current modal, and then just center either center the image vertically inside the middle of the modal, and then scroll the user to the center, or just fill the whole thing and scroll the image as the user might scroll down, or disable the scrolling, and this is actually something that we would ideally do anyway, and that is if you close the full-size image and just return to the modal itself. This modal, it is of a fixed minimum height. So if you scroll down, well, like we've got a little bit of that issue on the left-hand side. So there's some false assumptions being made about the size of the windows, or the frames, or the divs. And then if you were, there are any number of other modals that you might bring up that awkwardly are super tall and they don't actually have much content. So these don't really size down very well anyway. So part of the solution that you're looking for is to like size down the modals in the first place. Outside of that, you wouldn't be guaranteed that the image, the snapshot the thumbnail that you're clicking on and expanding, that it would really display well based on the size. So yeah, you're going to want to manipulate it and control it anyway. There's something else you might want to take into consideration, and that is in the upper left-hand corner where that thumbnail is. If you scroll over to the thumbnail, it's evident that it can be clicked in so much as the pointer changes to a cursor. So the cursor changes to a pointer. So that's wonderful. That's very helpful. But I wonder if you or anyone else on the call might have other ways to indicate to the user, to intimate to the user that it is clickable. So just sort of as a side note, something else to think about. But I mean, largely you've gotten like 75% of the way there with what you've done. Yeah, it's that pesky modal height. But good job on not skewing the image. I can give feedback all day if nobody else has it. I'll just keep. Raj, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I can.
Isn't this your second attempt at this?
Yeah, I tried it first time. I was not able to get it, but second time I tried it and I got it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good job, man. Yeah, good job. I remember now. I harassed you into trying it a second time, and look at that. Boom. If I just give you a little more harassment, just close off that 25%. So this is looking good. You're almost there. Nice. All right. Thank you, Raj.
Yeah, thank you.
And, so yeah, like next item. So we are moving on to docs.layer5.io items, and first item is from Victoria. So Victoria would like to cover this one.
I'm on share my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, I've worked on this issue before. It's on the review and design page. For Saurabh, I hope I'm getting the name correct. He left some feedback. This is what the page looks like now. So he suggested that I change this heading to 3 ways to add comments. Then you can see that there's no space between the two screenshots, and they are too wide. So he wanted me to adjust the width of the screenshots for this, and I noticed that there's no space between the image here and the content, the text here as well. Now look at what it looks like now. So I've changed this 3 ways to add comments, and I've reduced the width of the screenshots, and there's spacing between the screenshots and the text. But he suggested that I reduce it further. I don't know, the initial width was 1000, and on the last call, Lee suggested that I reduce it to 100. But when I did that, I noticed that the image was too tiny, so it was too small. This is 600, from 1000 to 600. So I don't know, should I reduce it for that? Does it look good? Any comments, feedback?
Yeah. There was a contributor recently, Saruchi, that had added a new feature to the site itself. And the feature is if you use Markdown to display the image, that the site will automatically add a hyperlink to the image, and that way people can click it and show it more full screen. And she was to work on that very same thing, but supporting the A tag, or I'm sorry, the image tag. So instead of it being Markdown, it could be HTML, either way. And she didn't make it that far. So separate from the work that Victoria is doing, if there's somebody on the call that wants to try to pick that up, it's a nice challenge. You get into Hugo, and you'd get into layouts and maybe blocks in Hugo. Fairly easy. There's already some prior art as to how to do it. So anyway, there's another. So it's funny because a lot of people come around the community and they're like, there's nothing to work on. Everything's assigned. And it's like, well, there's just miles and miles of things to do, an unbelievable amount of things to do. And as a matter of fact, they're not all assigned. It's usually, there's like 83, 86, I don't know, repositories here. You ain't looking if you can't find an open issue. And if you do find one that's assigned, Sandra just got done augmenting part of the contributor's guide. And part of what it says is like, hey, if it doesn't look like there's activity on the issue, ask if they're still working on it, or if you can help, or they're stuck, or if they're just squatting on the issue. But yeah. So anyway, yep, that is a bit of a concern. If you go to, gosh, I'm not sure, if you click on the word mesh map on the left-hand side, there's a couple of pages in the documentation that give an example of some built-in columns. Like one of the issues that you face as you're writing up this documentation is that at a glance, it looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, such and such. It looks like, hey, here's the 5 steps as to how to add a comment. We might have lost Victoria. And that's
is there.
So Victoria, if you end up navigating through the rest of the site, you'll see that there's an example of how you can use a built-in functionality of the website to have like a 2-column layout or a 3-column layout. And that could help with, there's an example that's a 2-column. If you just, and these are just called cards. This is a card panel. This is one card panel with 2 cards, and they're just little macros. And there's examples of these macros being used with images. And so granted, if you try to put your image inside of this, especially if it's the 3-column layout, it's like, there's no way they can see it. It's so small. It's like, that's fine. That's not the point. The point was to convey to them that you're not saying, here's the 3 steps you have to take to add the comment. Because when you number them like that, that's what it looks like to me, is like, oh, how to add a comment. First, move your mouse over here and click that. And it's like, that's, we don't want to have to explain that to someone. And that's not what you wrote. You wrote the insightful stuff of like, of what it means when you add a comment and the fact that you can do it 3 different ways. And you don't, and I think what you wrote is precisely what we need. The presentation of it though, with the way that it's numbered in like sequence, makes it just like for the lazy reader like me, it's not what it says, but if you're a lazy reader and you just look over it quickly, you're like, oh, there's nothing insightful here. I'm just going to skip over this because it's just telling me like the 3 steps to go click to add a comment. And like, and so, yeah, if you lay it out slightly different, you might find that doesn't happen, that those lazy people actually stop for a minute and read. Also, if you give a little more vertical space between the images, the screenshots, and that space creates a bit of a, again, it's kind of for the person who's just perusing the page. Usually, if there's a series of steps of instructions that someone has to take, it's fairly well, it's a single section thing. If you give white space between them, it becomes it starts to indicate that maybe these are 2 independent things. And so, food for thought. So, but yeah, I mean, hey, yeah. So hey, since you're taking feedback, the nice use of the annotations on the screenshots really draws the attention to what you're highlighting. Imagine if you hadn't highlighted that second screenshot, yeah, people just wouldn't know where to look, since that add a comment is so small on the second one. And so that's great that you've got it, circled and it's consistent. It's yellow each time. It's good. There was more of a point that I had there. Oh, hey, dark mode if you have it, or like there's a bunch of nerds around here and they generally tend to go with dark mode. And anyway, the site is it only has dark mode right now. And so, I don't know, if you think about it, it might be nice. But yeah, I'm surprised that, I guess I'm kind of surprised that you found the fact that you can right click and add the comment. So yeah, I didn't realize we had that many ways to add comments.
Thank you.
Yeah, Victoria,
I'm
I
good.
also, yeah, I have a feedback to offer. Like if you scroll up a little bit. Yeah, here, like if you see, like first we are showing the comment through toolbar, and just below that we are showing that screenshot. But if you go to the step second, like the second way to add the comment, yeah, here like we are showing the image above that second step. So like if we are following that flow, first show the content, then show the image screenshot. So like we should follow the same thing for the second way and the third way. So that's the feedback. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ritik, and yeah, great work, Victoria. So before we wrap today's meeting, so there's this very good first issue up for grab, and I'll just quickly share this link in chat. And this is about having a navigation menu for mobile visitors. So you can just signal now or in the GitHub comments, and definitely we'll assign this issue to you. And there was also a call for volunteers for adding a FAQ on the internships program. So we'll take a look on that, Lee.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and thanks to Akshat for stepping up. He did when 20 other people didn't.
My pleasure.
Good. Yeah, thanks for jumping in.
So that was it today, folks. And yeah, so this websites meeting is held every week on Monday at 8 a.m. Central Time. And so like if you missed anything in the meeting, so you can watch the live recording sessions in YouTube channel of Layer 5. And yeah, like if you have not yet, so you can make sure you subscribe to community calendar, which is at layer5.io. And
Hello.
it basically, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry for interruption first. But one thing I noticed in discussion section in site, like we don't have dark mode.
We do have, but then you have to go to your preferences, and then there you can choose like you want dark mode or white mode.
Okay, so how? Like, can you please do it on your screen?
Yeah, I can give it a go. I do remember it was somewhere in the settings, but I'll watch after the
Okay, so like what I was thinking, what I do believe that in Meshery side, the dark mode we have is more user friendly than like it's a more user friendly, right?
user friendly, as in if you can describe on that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think what maybe he's just building up justification. He's just building up justification to say, hey, maybe we should have dark mode on the discussion forum. And if that's the
Yeah. Yes, that's it.
that
Yeah.
sounds wonderful. Yeah, that sounds lovely. Yeah, I think, if you add it up, depending upon how you count between the web apps or the apps that are web-based and the websites that the community stewards, you all steward, it's about 10 UIs, not 11, somewhere in there. And there's just a couple of them that don't, well, gosh, I'll have to eat my words. I don't know. I think the majority, like 7 of them have a light and dark mode, and there's a few holdouts. And it looks like, at least right now, it looks like the discussion forum doesn't necessarily have it. And so, yeah, this forum is based on Discord, if you don't recognize it. So discord.org. Discord, right? No, I'm sorry.
Discord.
We have dark mode, like on the interface section, you can change your preferences.
The color scheme, and yeah.
Yeah, so there, it's not working as like usual, but yeah, it is there. No, go downside and make the changes.
Okay, save changes.
So now you can see, but it's working fine in my browser.
Okay, we'll check after the meeting, and yeah, definitely. So yes, it was Tushar, right?
Yes.
Make sure you you either open up a discussion forum post or GitHub issues to describe your whatever is your suggestion, and that is really great.
Okay, sure.
So that's it, and it was really a very well call, everyone. So we'll see you next Monday if you join. So till then, bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye bye.